Friends, after a long time, I have come back with the continuation of my small course on advanced convex optimization. Today, we are going to discuss lecture 5. We are into algorithms now, but this chapter is so long, it essentially needs 2 hours to make a proper discussion. But I will not make that discussion right now because at this moment I am not in the campus, so I cannot. There might be connectivity issues and it might take long time to upload, so which will delay the whole process. So I'll just give the whole thing to you in short in several parts. I'll break the whole thing into several parts so that it can be easily uploaded. The detailed discussion of the proofs etc. would be done in a separate video and later on uploaded. But now, for the time being, we will just talk about the very basic ideas involved in it. So we are going to be interested in this chapter on minimizing a convex function over the whole of Rn, that is unconstant minimization, where we assume that the function is not differentiable, so for which the standard optimality condition 0 element of del fx naught is known to you, and we assume that this problem actually has a solution. Then it makes sense to move ahead. So the key idea of optimization is this: you have a point x naught, you check whether it is a minimizer. If not, go to another point and see whether the function value is decreased. If it is decreased, again check whether it is a minimizer. This is a naive way of thinking about an optimization problem. But the question is, how do you move from x0 to x1? There are several ways to do it. One of the typical ways is to move along a direction in which the function value will decrease. Such a direction will allow you to move in a straight line. That is why these things are called line search methods. And at the same time, they will take you to a point where the function value is decreased. So because if you are minimizing, decreasing the function value is a important issue. So let us look at this small flow chart, where you take an x0 and compute as the initial point and compute del f x0. Of course, you can ask how to compute del f x0. We will not think about that now. We will think that if there is a black box which gives me the whole del f x0. This is sometimes called black box optimization. So the next question is 0 element of del f x0. If yes, stop and return x0 as a solution. If no, then find an x1 such that x1 f of x1 is strictly less than f x0. Assign x1 to x0 and go back and do the same checking. Okay. Now, what do you mean by descent direction when your function is not differentiable? When it is differentiable, most of us knows that taking the negative of the gradient becomes a descent direction. That is, you try to find a direction d such that the gradient of f at x dot product with d would be strictly less than 0. That is the definition of a descent direction for the differentiable case. And let us see what we will do in our case. See what happens when you have a convex optimization problem. If say you are at the iteration kth iteration, so if xk is really the optimizer or the minimizer, then f dash of xk d, that is the directional derivative of f at xk in the direction d, would be greater than equal to 0 for all d. If it is not a minimizer, then there must be a d for which this must be strictly less than 0. And such a direction would be called a descent direction, because that is the direction along which the function value is actually increasing. That is, the optimality is broken. So because just by the definition of the directional derivative and then taking the definition of the limit, we can immediately show that we can get lambda sufficiently near 0 such that the functional value of at x plus lambda d, that is moving from x along the direction d scaled by a very small quantity lambda, my functional value actually decreases. And because I am doing a minimization problem, that is what I want. So to make the decrease as good as possible, as much as possible, we can consider minimizing the function f dash xk d, where norm d is in the unit sphere, that is over all the unit vectors. Of course, there is this for this problem the solution would exist because the sphere in Rn, which is written as Sn minus 1 by mathematicians, is a compact set, and this is a continuous function, the directional derivative in the direction, and hence it will give me a solution. Of course, we can write it equivalently in this form, in the form of this problem, double star, that we not only take the sphere but take everything inside, that we take the closed unit ball. The reason is very simple, because even if you take this problem, the minimizer can only lie on the surface, because if you try to move towards the origin, then, because if you have a negative vector, if you have a vector where the f dash xd is strictly less than 0, then multiplying that by this quantity by alpha, here there will be an equality, not strict inequality. So f dash xd would become strictly less than alpha f dash xd, because this is negative and this is between 0 and 1, this will be bigger, and this is actually equal to f dash x alpha d because of the positive homogeneity. So if I am moving from the surface of the sphere to inside the ball towards the origin, then I am actually increasing the functional value of f dash xt. So anyway, so both these problems are equivalent actually. So the basic descent scheme is the following. How, when you write down a descent scheme, that the basic algorithm actually. So take initial point x equal to x0. At the kth iterate, check if 0 is element of del f xk. If yes, then stop and return xk as a solution. If not, find a decay by solving this. You might ask that, oh, you are trying to solve a non-smooth convex optimization problem inside a non-smooth convex optimization problem. But in reality, you will not do that. You will not need that. But this is just the most idealistic version of the descent scheme. This is not a practically implementable version of the descent scheme. Those things are different. So xk plus, so once I find a dk, then I find a suitable tk, and I write xk plus 1. I update xk to xk plus 1, where xk plus 1 is xk plus tk dk. And such that my tk is chosen in such a way such that the function value at f of xk plus 1 goes down strictly. It's strictly less than fxk plus 1. Now this for all these vectors, please understand all these sequences. When I am taking a sequence of vector, my indices will be superscripts. For scalar valued quantities, my indices would be in the subscript. So the key idea here comes from the separation theorem. Instead of getting into too much details what is written in the notes, I can send you the notes if those viewers would like to have it. Just look into this particular description. So what does it say? So here I have 0, say del of fx. If x is not the origin, if x is not the solution, the minimizer of f over Rn, then 0 is not an element of del fx, because that is the if and only if condition. So you take 0 is outside, and del fx is a closed compact convex set. So I can always find a best approximation of 0 on the closed convex set. That is, I can always find a projection point or the nearest point on the set del fx which is nearest to the point 0. That this is the solution of mean of norm xi, where xi element of del fx. So you get xi star to be such a point, then the direction 0 minus xi star, that is minus xi star, is the direction along which the function will decrease. So what does it mean? F dash xd strictly less than 0 means xi of d, by the link between the subdifferential and the directional derivative, xi of d should be less than equal to 0 for all, strictly less than equal to 0 for all xi belonging to that subdifferential. So which means that the direction of descent must make an obtuse angle. So here, once you have taken a projection, what you can do, you can draw a hyperplane, a strictly separating hyperplane between 0 and the convex set del fx, and which is perpendicular to the vector minus xi. And if you just, in your imagination, just push it down parallelly, it will become a supporting plane for, at least for this image, to del fx at the point xi star. and then you observe that any vector inside del fx must have an obtuse angle with xi star. So the direction D is actually along minus di star, along which we have the descent direction, is guaranteed descent direction. So I can take the unit vector along this direction and write the required direction as minus xi star by norm xi star. So this idea of projection plays a very important role to find the direction of descent. So the whole idea is that this projection vector will actually make, you already know from the basic ideas of convex analysis, the projection vector will actually make a obtuse angle with the rest of the elements of the set, and hence this projection vector hence then can qualify to be a descent direction. So this is the idea of descent direction in non-smooth optimization. Please understand that any subgradient that you choose, any xi star that you choose, any xi that you choose from del fx need not lead to a descent direction. Though there is a deep link between subgradient and the descent direction, but this xi star is special. It is actually the projection point. That has to be remembered. There is another approach to this which will come in the next part. That is where we don't do all this subgradient idea, but use the Max-Min theorem, Max-Min idea to come to the same conclusion. But that would be mathematically more stepwise, which is due to Burt-Sakers, and that we will do in our next talk. Thank you very much.